We welcome in Acoustic Element. You can find out more at acousticelement.com, and we'll talk to them in a minute. But without further ado, here are the sounds of Acoustic Element on the Big 550 KTRS. That was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Name of the band is Acoustic Element. Let's go around the room. Aaron Burlbaw, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Are you in charge of this group?
I don't know if anyone would ever classify me in charge of anything, but we'll act like that today.
All right,
yeah,
good. Paul Quinn is with you. Paul, how are you? And then in the back, you have Brian May on the drums. Tell us about the band.
Well, the band was probably formed back in about 2002, and typically right now we play a lot in Clayton. We do every Wednesday night at Barcelona Tapas. That's been for about 11 years.
Sure.
And then on Thursdays and Fridays, I run over with Farshid Etnico, and we play there on Thursdays and Fridays. And then the rest of the time, we're playing weddings, wineries, private events, corporations. So yeah, the band works quite a bit.
What song was that? That was
a tune by Dean Martin called "Sway."
Yeah, I knew I've heard it.
Right.
I knew I heard it. I just
yeah. So acoustic element, we like to take kind of a popular song, kind of do it our own way.
Yeah. Was that riff in the middle? Was that just sort of you guys riffing, or is that?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we always try to add our own little influence on it. So,
yeah.
That was
McGraw likes using the word riff.
I do. It makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Plus, Dean and I go way back. Website to find out more information.
AcousticElement.com. ACOUSTIK. Element.com. So acousticwithk.com.
Okay, and you guys have any albums out or anything?
We have 4 CDs and 1 DVD.
Okay, all right.
And we will be playing at Centennial Beer Festival that Jason was in here.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay, good.
We'll be there from 2 to 5.
Gotcha. Is it all now? Let's talk about acoustic for a second because we were sort of joking off the air. Your Acoustic Element's the name of the band, but you guys do have some plugs that are in.
Yeah. Well, the instruments we're playing are acoustic. But typically in a live setting, when you're playing concerts and venues, there's people talking, or you need these guitars aren't going to transcend sound, so we do need amplified.
So when you say an acoustic guitar, you're playing an acoustic guitar,
yes,
but it's just in front of a speaker.
That is correct.
So we can hear it in a larger room.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Seems to me, maybe me, I love acoustic stuff. Is that making a comeback, or is that?
Did it go away?
I don't know. But I mean, I don't know if it's in because everything else is so.
I think it has its market. I think it has its niche for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as popular as some of the mainstream stuff on the radio.
Right. But we don't really. I mean, radio plays 4 songs all day long, so that's not a good barometer. But it just seems to. I've always liked the sort of natural sound of just one guy playing a piano, or one guy playing a guitar, or two or 3 guys playing a guitar and a drum. I mean, that's just sort of. I don't know how I've always
so
enjoyed
pure.
that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's hard to mess up the sound of an acoustic instrument too. They just sound good naturally without. I mean, once you start adding distortion pedals and stuff like that to electric, you really got to know what you're doing. You can come in here and be blind.
Can't get any more romantic than that either.
There we go. We can serenade the ladies.
Aaron Burlbaw, Paul Quinn, and Brian May. They're part of Acoustic Element, acousticelement.com. They're going to be at the beer festival tomorrow night. At
Moulin
and
we'll actually be there on Saturday.
You're on Saturday.
Yeah, the festival's
tomorrow night and Saturday, and then where'd you say? Barcelona.
Barcelona every Wednesday, and then Thursdays and Fridays we're at Remy's.
Good.
With Rashid.
Take 10. Take your break. Get a Svitz. Talk to some of the groupies we have in the back. And Acoustic Element will be back for a encore presentation coming up here top of the hour. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And we got our encore presentation of Acoustic Element. They're our house band for the day. They're fantastic. They're going to be appearing at the beer festival on Saturday downtown, right there on... what was that, Shoto there?
Shoto, yeah.
We'll get to that in a second, but ladies and gentlemen, let me get out of the way. More of Acoustic Element here on the Big 550 KTRS. That was fantastic. Wow, that was really good. Somewhere Over the Rainbow, obviously no Judy Garland. You guys put your own spin on it. So explain to me, those who aren't watching or listening on the radio, you guys have 2 acoustic guitars. One's playing lead, one's playing backup, one's playing bass, one's playing... Explain that to me.
Yeah, typically we switch off. There's always one guy playing rhythm guitar, which is going to be the... And then we'll have the other guy kind of playing the melody, the vocal melody,
okay.
and then their improvised solo.
Gotcha. But normally you don't have 2 guitars the same with the group, right? Usually one's a bass and one's a...
Yeah, a lot of times, but for the style that we do, which is kind of a like a Latin-y, Spanish-y style, you need that kind of aggressive rhythm. Yeah. And so we definitely need the second guitar.
Yeah. How much of that, I mean, that was a beautiful rendition. And some of it didn't even sound like Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's the whole idea of what Acoustic Element's kind of about. Again, we try to take a song, we'll introduce a familiar melody, but then you got to get away from it and add your own, personality to it.
It's almost like you're driving down the road, and then you like detour, and you take this nice
get lost
trip.
A little bit.
You get a nice trip around the neighborhood, and then you sort of end back on the main road, and then finish off to the store.
Hopefully we come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't get too lost.
Really good. All right. So where do we find you? How do we get a hold of you?
AcousticElement.com. Acoustic with a K. ACOUSTIK. Element.com. And then we're on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff.
And then Barcelona on Wednesdays.
Barcelona on Wednesdays, and then the Centennial Beer Festival coming up on Saturday. And then we got a pretty big show at a place called Joe's Cafe coming up March 31st, which will be featuring amazing guitarist Dave Black's going to be playing with us. And then we're going to have Farshid Sultan Shahi. He's going to come in. It's going to be a real night of guitars, basically.
Okay, good. And we can find all that at AcousticElement.com.
That is correct, yes.
Aaron, Paul, and Brian, thanks for coming in, guys. It was
thanks,
great.
Guys. Appreciate it.
And 9:16 here, Big 550.